Hello, everyone. Darcenovia here once again, and with another Star Trek review. I haven't reviewed any novels on The Next Generation in a while, and this is part one of a part two, storyline of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Dominion War. This particular book, even though it's kind of weird because, it the title of the book is not actually on the cover. It's actually here. This is Behind Enemy Lines. If for those of you who are curious, where this book take place? Well, I would recommend you at least are familiar with Deep Space Nine because this takes place during the Dominion War, and this is from the perspective of the Next Generation crew. This is the first I've read of John Volhart. Volnet, I think that's his name. Volnet. I haven't read anything he's written in Star Trek at this point. So this is the first that I've been exposed to his Star Trek novels. As someone that got into Star Trek through the Next Generation, I finished the show a while ago, and I craved more stories featuring these characters. But I mainly want stuff that takes place after the Next Generation. Well, I'm currently watching Deep Space Nine as of this recording. I'm in the final season. I want to know what the Next Generation crew was doing at this time. So this book, provides that for me. Now, this is a kind of a short read, but you're gonna need to get the second book in this, series. I'm aware there was 4 books if someone types in the comment section, but what about the Deep Space Nine ones? Well, when it comes to Star Trek, unlike Star Wars, if it's a novelization, I have no interest in reviewing it because novelizations for me for Star Trek, I'm just not interested in reading them. If I'm gonna read Star Trek novels, I want to read something original. Unless there's something like a lot of additional information that it's like Revenge of the Sith, novelization, level in terms of, how much it adds. I'm just not interested. This is basically part one of the story. Is the plot of this is the Dominion are trying to create an artificial wormhole that will give them Jem'Hadar reinforcements because this takes place right after the Series 5 finale, Call to Arms. At least part 1 does. And I'm pretty sure part 2 takes place, basically this book and the sequel takes place around the same time as like the first 8 episodes of Deep Space Nine season 6, and it's interesting to read what the Next Generation crew is doing. Jean-Luc Picard meets a character called Roan, who, if you've seen Next Generation, you'd be familiar with her. She defected at the end of the series to the Maquis, and we don't really get to get into and see her again actually after her last appearance in Next Generation, which I felt was a shame because I would have really had loved to see her in Deep Space Nine. Well, I guess eventually I'll have to read the Deep Space Nine, relaunch, but that will come eventually. Anyway, if you're a Star Trek Next Generation fan and you're currently watching Deep Space Nine and you're looking for something to read, I would read this and it's probably its follow-up book. I can't give my final thoughts on this duology, but I think it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. This feels kind of like a two-parter. This is essentially part 1 of an episode, and next time I'll review the sequel, which is part 2, done by the same author. May we live long and prosper, and see you guys next time with another video. Later.